The old man was fishing. Suddenly, there was movement on the line. He stood up right away. Before he could get closer, the fishing rod snapped. He tossed the rod aside. As soon as he grabbed the line, he felt a heavy pull. The line kept getting dragged down. The old man carefully controlled it, hoping the big fish would bite deeper onto the hook. Then he realized the fishing line was almost out. He quickly tied on extra line. After that, he calmly let the fish continue to dive. The old man had a feeling this could be the biggest fish of his life. Soon, the line stopped moving. He thought the fish was tired, but no matter how hard he pulled, he couldn't move it. Instead, the fish got angry. The old man noticed his small boat was being pulled forward. Now he got excited. He wrapped the line around his body and began a standoff with the fish. 4 hours passed. The boat was still being dragged forward. Land was no longer in sight. The old man was getting tired. This was no ordinary fish. The sun set, he was soaked in sweat. And still, he hadn't even seen the fish once. He was starting to run out of strength. All through the night, the fish didn't change direction. The old man touched the line, trying to feel how tight it was, to guess how much strength the fish had left. Clearly, the fish was still strong. So he lit a kerosene lamp, ready to keep fighting. He poured seawater on his head to stay awake. Suddenly, the other fishing rods shook violently. Some even snapped. Watching the lines fly downward, the old man decided to cut them off and threw the spare rods into the sea. He had no energy to deal with other fish. He tied all the extra rope together. Then, the big fish pulled hard again. The boat shook violently. The old man was nearly dragged overboard. The line kept getting pulled into the sea. He tied it back onto himself. The boat kept moving forward. After such a long struggle, his hands were cut and bleeding. Ignoring the pain, he dipped them in seawater. The sting helped him stay awake. After a few more hours, he noticed the angle of the line was becoming horizontal. The old man knew the fish was coming up. He slapped his thigh in joy and pulled the line again. This time it moved. Finally, the fish leapt out of the water. Unbelievable. The old man was stunned. It was a marlin, bigger than his entire boat. Its back was now filled with air, so it could no longer dive. Now he just had to wait for it to tire out. But the fish was still strong and began to struggle. The old man knew this was the final moment. He used all the strength he had left to slowly pull the fish closer. Even now, the giant marlin kept leaping from the water, trying to break free. The old man's hands were covered in blood. For the first time, he clearly saw the fish up close. It was massive. At the critical moment, he pulled hard again, wrapped the line around himself, and looked at his torn hands. He had reached his limit. He kept using seawater to stay conscious. When he stood up, his vision was already blurred. The fish had finally run out of strength and floated on the surface. With fading awareness, the old man slowly dragged the fish toward the boat. This one fish had taken him 2 whole days and nights. Then, relying on his years of sea experience, he quickly found the direction home.